28th of November. Well, it's an observance and campaign that highlights the need for blood. It is a campaign also to keep the blood banks and hospitals stocked. You never know when you or your loved one or a friend might be in need. This morning we have Mrs. Marian Davies. She's the head donor care unit for the National Blood Service. And David Ahiadzro, he's the head donor recruitment of the National Blood Service. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Good morning.
It's match day. Have you been watching any of the games?
Yes.
You have? Yeah. What do you think will be our score line today? Do you think we'll be able to break the Koreans?
Oh, yes, sure.
What's your score line?
2-1.
2-1. Nice, nice, nice. David, how about you?
Well, with what I saw the other time with Portugal, at least it's giving us some area of hope.
So Vimde.
We think
Vimde.
So at least we can do them 1-0. Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's get into the conversation. So, Mrs. Marian Davies, you are the head of the donor care unit. How should I call you? How should I address you? Should I address you as Doc, Mrs. Davies? How should I call you?
Deputy Director of Nursing Service.
Oh, wow. So you are the Deputy Director of the Nursing Service?
Yes, please.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I'll stick to you as DDNS. Yes. It's fine. Okay. So what is the state of our blood bank now? What's the state of the blood bank now?
Currently, our stock is down. Because we are not getting a lot of donors donating. We're not getting most of the voluntary donors coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, so our stock is really down.
Okay. When you say stock is down, how full is it supposed to be for you to say it's full?
Well, let me.
Okay, Dave.
Okay, so per our requirements, we need 300,000 units annually for us to say that okay, our stocks are okay.
Okay.
So currently we are not doing even half of that. So
do you have an idea of how many units we have now?
For the Accra Zonal Blood Center, from January up as at 31st of October, we have done in total 25,120 units. And of that total, we have 11,300 units coming from volunteers, voluntary donors. And then the other 13,000 coming from family replacement donors. Yeah.
Okay. So we all know that blood is very important. We don't have blood, everybody panics. Why is it important for us to donate constantly to the blood bank? And what purpose does donating blood serve?
Well, it is important to donate blood constantly to the blood bank because the blood cannot be manufactured anywhere. We don't have any market that you can go to get the blood to buy. It must take an individual to donate the blood to make it available for the use of somebody who needs it. And then the fact that the blood, the shelf life is also very limited, 35 days, it should be used or it goes bad. So there's that constant need for us to be regularly donating blood to make sure that we help save our patients' life. Yeah.
Okay, so why the need to have a bank to store the blood?
Yes, because during emergencies, you need to give the patient blood to save the life of that patient and the agency. Because some patients, those who go into labor, if they lose a lot of blood and you don't give them, they can get acute kidney injury, which is kidney failure.
Right.
And in that instance, the person is either going to die or a complication of getting kidney injury, and thereby ending up into dialysis, which is also costly. Okay. So at every point in time, when there is availability of blood, then we can save the life of a lot of patients.
Okay.
Sickle cell patients, cancer patients, and those who have gone through accident, not through any fault of theirs, but then an emergency that came on the way. Yeah.
So in blood donation emergencies, it's the blood that should be waiting for the patient, not the other way around. That's the reason why it's always important for us to have the blood in advance, store, prepare, and then transfuse. Because most of the patients also come with groups, and at any point in time, you need to transfer specific blood group to specific recipients. That's what makes it very important and critical.
Okay. Yeah. So who can donate blood? Who can donate blood?
Well, okay.
Anybody who is 70 years and above. And whose weight is 50 kilos and above.
Okay.
Yeah, any male or female. Yes. And then if you're a female, your blood level should be 12 deciliter before you can donate, and then the male should be 13 and above.
Okay. So wait, what's the normal blood level to have for the normal blood level for a female to have? What's the normal blood level?
Between 12 to 16, and then a male between 13 to 18. And so we are just taking 1 unit of what you have.
Okay. Another question we also find ourselves asking is that when we come and you take our blood, what happens to it? Do you just store it in a refrigerator and you transfer it to somebody who needs it or who has a blood type? Then can donate.
Well, so when the blood is collected, the blood is sent to the blood service. It's quarantined and then it's subjected to screening.
Right.
So it has to be screened. It has to be separated into the groups and everything before it is distributed. So blood donation is such that we don't just collect, put it there, and then give it out. There's a lot of work that goes into to make sure that we don't transfer what we call transfusion-transmissible infections to the recipient. And these transfusion-transmissible infections, they are infections that if care is not taken, and you don't do due diligence to the blood, we are giving it to the patient. We are giving it 100% to the patient without giving him or her the opportunity to even defend. So it's very critical that any blood that is collected is thoroughly subjected to screening and is passed before it's transfused.
Okay. Yeah. So which people cannot donate blood? Which people, is there a red flag for particular kind of people that these people cannot? Which people fall under those categories?
People who are hepatitis B positive, patients who are SS, SC, SF, and then those who are HIV positive.
Okay.
Yes. Those who are also, who have had severe adverse reactions such as collapsing or convulsion during a donation type. Yeah, we don't allow them to donate.
So they fall into two categories. We have what we call temporary deferrals and then permanent deferrals. So with the temporary deferrals, any condition that will actually put your health at risk so far as the blood donation is concerned immediately, when we ascertain and advise, we have to temporarily defer you to a later day so that probably you can come back and join with the blood donation. But with the permanent deferrals, like we mentioned, the transmissible infection, TTI positive markers, for that matter, we don't actually take the blood. We advise that they don't donate blood for life.
Okay.
It's for the good of the donors and for the good of the recipients as well.
Right. How about people who have art on them, tattoos, people who have ink on them? Someone that cannot donate blood, is that true?
No, after 6 months you can donate if you have done it, and it's after 6 months.
So when you get a tattoo, you can wait after 6 months and then you can donate blood.
So this is a temporary deferral.
And subject to the fact that the tattoo is also done at a well retail place certified to do tattoo. Other than that.
Okay, so in this person, if somebody walks to the blood bank and the person has tattoos on their skin, do they have to show you that when they did it was certified before you? How would they show you that? Would you ask for proof? Then?
Yes, so they will be engaged. So based on the response that you give, then the nurses will advise either which you should go ahead or you should defer.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long does blood stay before it goes bad? How long does it stay?
So that's 35 days.
35
days, yeah.
Okay, so what happens? What happens when it goes bad? What happens? How do you dispose of it? I'm just curious. What happens? You just throw it away? What happens?
No. It's quarantine, and then we send it to the incinerator, and then we
standard operating procedure for disposal of blood, like any other disposal of medical biohazard. Yeah.
Okay. So how often can a person donate blood? How often can an individual donate blood?
4 months.
So one can safely donate blood once every 4 months.
Once
so
every
effectively 4 months. In a year you can give us 3 units of blood. Yeah.
Okay, very soon we are going to be heading over to our BFS clinic where King Calf is our muse for today. We are going to draw calf's blood. When you go and donate blood, did they give you a certificate? Did they give you a number? Because I've heard that if you donate blood often and your family member or you yourself, you need blood, you go to the hospital. Is that true?
No, it's not true. It's not true in the sense that, yes, we need the blood to save our own. And then we need people to be donating in their numbers so that at every point who is in need of blood, the blood should be given. But because of the fact that we are not donating blood, we always fall short of this blood. So that's why when somebody is going to be giving blood or has been giving blood, we ask the relatives to replace that blood. So with each donation, what we normally do is that we try to identify the donor and document the donor. So by documentation, we give the donor what we call donor card or donor certificate.
Okay.
That is for continuity, because the donor is expected to continue once he or she is okay.
Yeah.
And so with that card, you track your next donation date, and then you keep with your appointment and be doing the donation. But that is not to say you are loaning that blood with us and we are giving you the card to attest to the fact that you've loaned us the blood. No, it's a donation.
Okay,
it's not a loan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you go to the hospital and you need blood, or a family member needs blood, do you buy it? Do you buy the blood?
Well, blood is not for sale, but you pay for processing fee. The cost that goes into making sure that that blood is just wholesome, safe for consumption. That is what you are making part of.
Okay,
Yeah.
and how much is it? Oh, how much?
It depends. It depends on the facility.
Okay.
So I might not be able to give a straight.
But
figure
then,
now. Yes, but
even
there's
though
a
people
cost
donate
component.
it, if you go and you need blood, you still have to pay some sort of
Yeah,
fee.
you have to pay some sort of fee to run the service and to run
Right.
the blood process.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did DNS, you want to add?
Yes, because the end user has to pay for the investigations that were done on the blood, because HB was done, we do hepatitis B and C and others, so all those ones, then the end user had to pay for it, and that is the processing fee.
Okay, okay. So we are going to be heading over to the BFS clinic in a short while. And DDNS, you work with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, we are going over to the BFS clinic. Yes. So welcome, guys, to the BFS clinic. As you can see, King Cuff is on the bed. Okay. DDNS, walk us through the processes. What is the process? When I assuming Cuff has come, and so before they put him on the bed, what are the processes like?
Before he's put on the bed, you have to go through the donor clinical record. We take the name, the age. What we do is we take the name, the age, residential address,
Right.
and then the weight. It's very important, as I said, that you need to be 50 kilos. So if you are 49.5, we cannot allow you
I
to
cannot donate blood. Okay.
And then we look at your occupation, so that at the end of the donation, if after donation you are going back to work, we know whether you can go or not. And then we also take your ID number to identify you, because everybody is having a unique ID, either your Ghana card, your passport, any valid ID card, we take it. Then we also ask for your donating history, whether you have donated before. If you're a first-time donor or a regular donor, if you're a first-time donor, then we can encourage you to come and do more. If you're a regular donor, we encourage you to do more of the donation. Then also we ask of your last day of donation. As when we were talking, we said every 4 months. So we look at the last time you donated, and then we add it up to see whether you qualify to donate, whether your last time is up to 4 months. Then we also ask you if you're a voluntary donor or a family replacement donor.
Right.
Then we also document. We want all family replacement donors to come back and donate as voluntary donors, because somebody's blood had to be available before your relative had it. And so at every point in time, if there's availability of blood, it always helps us. And then also your relationship, if it's a family replacement donor, your relationship to the patient that you are donating the blood for. And we also have questionnaires that we also ask. That is done solely by the nurses at the blood center or the National Blood Center. Yes. So we ask if you are feeling well today. We ask if you have also been deferred as a blood donor, if you are also on any medication.
Right.
We also ask you that. Then if you have also taken any vaccine. If you have taken COVID vaccine, we give you within 5 to 7 days you can come back and donate.
Okay.
But if you have taken any other vaccine, then it should be after 4 weeks. Then you come and donate. Then we also ask you if you have taken any injection as per drug added to share needles and the rest.
People.
Yes, and then also we also ask you if in the last 6 months you have had any needle stick injury or you've taken any injection outside the hospital facility. Then we ask if in the last 6 months you have had any surgery through general anesthesia or spinal anesthesia. Because in the normal surgery, the least blood that you may lose will be between 250 to 400 mils.
Right.
And so if you have gone through any surgery,
we presume that you might have lost this amount of blood, and so you need to wait before you can come and donate. And we also ask if you have had any dental treatment.
Right.
Yeah.
The
these
questions are 22. Okay, so we've switched our blood donor. Our blood donor has switched because we couldn't find calf's vein. Is there a reason why we couldn't find King calf's vein?
Yeah, no, sometimes you need to take enough fluid. When there's dehydration, the veins are...
Calf, you need to drink more water.
Okay. And then also some people have very tiny vein.
Okay.
Very, very tiny vein, yes.
Okay, dokes. And so Alan is on the bed now, and Alan is donating. He's our donor for today. He's abused. Alan, how do you feel? Are you okay?
Well,
okay. So DDNS, you might want to run us through what's going to happen now, up until...
So she has screened the site, which is very important, because cleaning of the site, if she does not do it well, will transfer infection to the last recipient, which is the patient in the ward. And so she does it well. And now she has put in the needle. She's going to take a sample from the sample pouch. That is the sample we are going to test for the TTIs. Okay. The markers, the 4 markers, which is the hepatitis B, C, HIV, and then the syphilis. So that's what she's doing. She's taking she's not touching the main blood. So that is the sample pot. She is taking the blood from. These ones are the ones we are going to use for the blood testing
of the blood.
Yes.
Okay.
And so after that, then she will close the sample pot, and now the blood goes into the bag. And you see that she's mixing the blood bag contains anticoagulants, and so she makes it.
What are anticoagulants?
They are sequestered that prevent the blood from clotting. Okay. So what is in is 50 ml. So she's going to collect 450 ml to add up, and then we are set with it. Okay. So she weighs the blood. If she takes too much, it's going to clot.
If she takes too much of the blood, it's going to clot.
So she had to take the right level, which is the 450.
Okay.
Yes, and so you see that as and when she will be weighing the blood. She'll be weighing the blood, and then so we also have a leaflet. Yeah. We also have a leaflet that will give it to him to read. Yes.
Okay. There's a ball in his palm that he's
with
pressing.
the flow of the blood. So as he press it, it helps with the flow of the blood.
Okay. So while he's laying down, can he eat or drink?
He can
juices,
drink water.
Just water.
Yes, he can drink water. And you know that we are taking a volume out of him, and so as we want you to replace it, and we are doing it just from here, so you can drink water, and after donation we'll give beverage to the donor also to drink, and then she goes back home. Okay. But we still do observation as and when she's also lying down there. If we ask if you are all right, if there's anything, then you tell us. Yes. Okay. And after the donation, you have to lie down for about 2 to 5 minutes so that the body adjusts to the volume of fluid that has been taken out of him. And then when he's done, then he goes out. Alan, and once you are an office worker, you are still going back to work. But if it's a carpenter, a mason who will climb a height, then that one will say rest for today, and tomorrow you can go. So that's why we also ask of the occupation. Yes, it always helps.
Alan, when was the last time you donated blood? It's supposed to be after every 4 months.
4 months.
About 6 months.
6 months. Okay,
yes, so he
Alan is the right
yes.
Okay, so where can we donate blood? First in Accra, and then you might want to give us in the regions as well.
In any facility that the blood center has given, the National Blood Service has given authority to them to donate blood. So you can come to our Korle Blood Center. Okay. You can come and donate at the National Blood Service headquarters. You can also, if you are near Ridge 37, you can also go there. But it is not every place that we have given them the certificate to collect blood. Okay. They can store blood, but they cannot collect blood. And so these are the places that you can go.
And outside Accra?
Outside Accra, any regional hospital.
Any regional
hospital, you can go and then donate.
Okay, so for today, being Are there any activities that are lined up for today?
Yes.
So we are having
Please join us. Come to our
having
clinic.
a commemorative event at the head office of the National Blood Service.
Right.
It's going to be
Take you to the yes.
it's going to be the 22nd National Blood Donor Day, and then the launch of the 2023.
You might want to sit down a little.
And launch of the 2023
sit down,
annual blood donation campaign, chiefly sponsored by the Rotary Club of Accra and the Rotary Club of Accra Reach. So we are going to publicly recognize and honor deserving milestone donors. So we are going to award the National Best Donor, first, second runner-up, National Best Female, and then National Best Youth, and then we are going to also recognize our regional champions. So the event is taking place today at the head office of the National Blood Service, 1 p.m. straight. The program kickstarts. We are expecting the Second Lady, Her Excellency Samira Baumia, to grace the occasion for us. So we are inviting everybody to help us appreciate our donors, because they keep our patients alive in the hospitals. Yeah.
Okay, so how long would Alan have to lay down?
It will take between 10 to 15 minutes.
Okay, we have a few minutes to wrap up this segment, but we'll appreciate it if you told us some of the foods that we could eat that would increase manufacturing of our blood naturally.
We can take any food that is the green leafy vegetables. That helps us much, and the less carbohydrates. Yes, and
so in a nutshell, a well-balanced diet with all the nutrients in the right proportions can just be there.
All right, and so this has been the health segment. We've been at the BFS clinic where Mrs. Marian Davies is the head at the donor care unit of the National Blood Service, and David Ahiadzro is the head also at the donor recruitment for the National Blood Service. And they're telling us about the National Blood Bank, how short we are, and how we need to double up and double those numbers in units at the blood bank. And today, so go out today, go to the regional hospitals, go to Korle, go to the National Blood Service. If you weigh above 50, I know you can donate some blood. So drink lots of water, and hey, let's raise the blood levels at the blood bank. Our cheesy quiz is on, and so answer who is going to come up again before we round up. But send your answers to our socials, our Twitter, our Instagram, our IG, and our Facebook. Who scored the 50th goal in the ongoing FIFA World Cup 2022? Drive all the traffic for us. Today is match day. The show continues.